fez diferente que lá.
So,
Na minha partitura tá mais e ele fez diferente.
okay, Daniel is talking that on the elegy you are playing the end differently than the
yes.
score he has.
I changed that. Can I have the guitar? It's because I actually I was thinking about. I used to play this piece a very long time ago. Normally it's. What was that? Something like this, no? Normally. Yes, I have to don't do it too much because it will come back. I do that because the piece, when you do that,
Ele diz que é assim que é a música.
okay, when you do that, what it's written, normally, Mertz wanted to do a full arpeggio. Normally it should be and on the guitar it's not possible, so he's doing kind of a roll.
Ele diz que ele crê que a intenção do Mertz é fazer um arpejo sucessivo, mas como no violão não é possível, ele faz uma coisa circular.
In fact, I say con el pulgar todo el tiempo escuchamos pa pi pa pi pa pi pa. And in fact it's okay? La, do, mi, do, la. Okay, it's la misma, all the pieces the same speed. But here if you do that, you go, suddenly you change like 2 bars, the rhythms change totally. So you play. Okay? And you have and suddenly you have totally different speed and pam, pim, pam, and with that you keep the same speed. So you keep the same speed everywhere, because if you do that, you suddenly do 2 bars much more slow, and you have, because I understand what he would like to do, Mertz, but with this thumb it's not possible to do it without with the thumb, and even if you play very piano, we hear anyway that, because that's the articulation and because there is this roll. Normally it should be, but it's not possible on the guitar, so he did something like this and I think it doesn't work. That's why I changed. I don't know if I was clear, because without the score it's very difficult to explain.
Ele diz que ele está preocupado em manter a velocidade no trecho, né? Que da forma como está escrito você tem que acabar mudando a velocidade, e ele fez aquela mudança para conseguir manter o tempo fosse o mesmo durante todo o trecho.
You understand? It's to keep the same tempo everywhere and to keep.
Os baixos são os mesmos, as partes.
Stop. I spent quite a lot of time to think about it. I know it's changing the piece, but because in fact when I used to listen to this piece, they were all the time this passage, I didn't understand what was going on actually. Even without having the score, I was thinking they were like 2 free compassos, which is not the case, but just what he wrote is not possible to do. It's just too fast. So if you do, that's why.
I have one doubt also regarding the edition.
Yeah.
In Sonata 3,
Yeah.
third movement, on the end, there are these 3 D flat and then 1 C sharp.
Yeah.
And you play D, D, D flat, C natural, and then D flat.
Why I do that? I used to don't do that, and actually one of my students convinced me to change. I don't remember what he told me, but he told me that it wasn't possible. I used to do that. I used to like the idea of having on harmonia because we don't have so much on the guitar. And I don't remember exactly what he told me. And the same thing, I don't remember, but I was totally convinced by that. So that's why. But I don't remember the explanation. But I used to do that. I started this piece 3 months ago, but the first 2 months I was doing that. And it made me change my mind. And after that I asked 2 other students, I have many students who played that, and for all of them it was evident that you have to change. So let me think.
Alguma outra pergunta?
About your strategies for memorizing, for example, fuga.
I don't have strategies, in fact, to memorize fuga. I really don't have. I guess the memory is something very different from people to people. So for me, it's very stupid, but I have to just to know very, very well by hear the score. I need to know everything, all the voices very clearly. I need to know everything. But I will never learn voice by voice because it's the best way to have sleep of memory. So it's a mix of position you remember and hear. But sometimes, in the fugue, I start to have like some sleep of memory in the middle, so I try to catch one, and I can play maybe a little bit the first voice, and the rest I do something.
Analysis harmonica?
Huh?
Analysis harmonica?
Harmonic.
Yes, but actually they are a big part of finger memory because I can know the notes. I wouldn't be able. I'm not able to do sight reading like this, so I wouldn't be able to play it if I were just knowing the note. I'm sure I can write the fuga. Actually, I can write it with no problem. But the memory, the big part of the memory, it's a physical memory, and for me, and to train that, I don't know. If I feel very weak in terms of memory with the score, I just play with the score, in fact. So when I have sleep of memory, I couldn't know before. If I know that I'm kind of weak, I will play with the score.
Tá, vocês entenderam?
I don't want to lose my energy to just remember the score when I play it. I prefer to play with the score, but the same thing, if you play with the score, you need to do it at home, and to do it not the first time in concert, because it's the worst thing to do.
Que se você for tocar lendo, você tem que ler em casa. Porque se você, a primeira vez que você estiver lendo for no concerto, é a pior coisa para se fazer. Outra pergunta, algum comentário?
Para você mesmo, Álvaro, mas você já deve ter falado. A questão da repetição de dedo é questão de timbre mesmo, não?
No, he's asking about you repeating fingers.
I repeat a lot. Basically, it's because I don't write my fingering with this hand, and I change all the time the fingering depending of how good the sound of each finger is. So, for example, now I have this big thumb because it was broken, so I lose a lot of confidence, so I play a lot like this. The bass. I know, I do that a lot. Because normally I should. But it's difficult with the sound. But for me, I can play. So I repeat a lot the finger, but it really depends from people to people. There's some people who can't really repeat the finger because they are very uncomfortable. For me, I used to play. I can do arpeggio when I want. Just I can do that quite easy. So. It really depends. If I feel just one finger has a good sound, when I can do it, Here, yesterday I played with the two fingers, but sometimes I like to play with one finger. But it's personal. When I play with Jeremy in duo, that's really funny because the first sometimes like 10 minutes I just use one finger because I have to play a fuga but just one note. First movement, after that there is the fugue. And when I start to play with the other, it's like weird because I have the feeling I didn't play with. But that's something very personal. There's some people who are... So for me it's for confidence and for quality of sound sometimes.
Fala.
For keep concentration concept, how do you do? Or you're singing or
It's difficult to know. I have to don't be tired. I have to don't have people moved when here, you know. I have to be. I have to like the pieces I'm going to play. I have to don't be too tired with the pieces I play. This is that. I mean, if the pieces of the program is just all pieces that I'm tired, it's very difficult to keep the concentration. If there is just one new pieces, which is the case now because I played the Sonata 13, José Saudade, so it's enough to be concentrate all the program. But I don't have really a trick. I mean, I just have to listen. I try to listen to the music I do, in fact. If I listen like I'm not playing, because when I listen, okay, if I go to a concert and I like the guy who's playing, I am very concentrated. Actually, I don't think about something else. Sometimes when I play, it's because maybe I don't like the guy who plays. I start to think about many things, so it's not very good. And actually, when I go to see really good concert, I never have problem of thinking of if I pause my letter or whatever. But sometimes when I play myself in solo, I can totally escape. And in this case, it's not very good. So I try just to focus on what I do. But in fact, when you feel you are totally far from what you do, and you come back, this is the time you can have some slip of memory. So sometimes you have kind of strategy to come back kind of slow on the music, because if you are totally out, you just play the finger are working by itself, and you suddenly come back and it's the time you. So you need to deal with those memory collapse. And I guess, I mean, I just can talk about me. when I have this memory, when I think about other thing, I have to come back slowly on the piece. If I come back too fast, it's catastrophe.
Question. In our classes before, I think he is helping us about how can we improve our practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you give us some advice to us about
To
that?
improve your practicing, I don't know. I think the main thing is to don't practice too much, I would think. I mean, I have a lot of my students, they practice too much. I think the main thing is don't practice too much. I mean, it depends from people to people, but of course, the best would be to practice 4 or 5 hours very good. I mean, some people need 10 hours to do 5 hours good. So it's better to do 5 hours directly. So I would try to work a lot on the quality of the work, so you can work much less. A lot of people, they work, if some people can work very good 10 hours, maybe it's possible. I don't know, for me it's not possible, and I have a lot of doubt that you can be concentrated 10 hours. I don't know, I'm sure there's some people, but I don't know, I have a lot of doubt. But if you can do actually 4 hours of good work, it's terrific. So I think a good deal could be 5 hours and 4 hours of good work. It would be very good. So it gives you time to do some other things, which is quite important also. Maybe it could be also, I don't know, when I say 4 hours, it could be like, it could be maybe, for example, 5 hours, 3 hours of work, and 2 hours of reading music and whatever. So when you read music, you don't necessarily to do, it's not necessarily to do a very good job. You need to read the music and understand what's going on. So it's very different. But I don't know. The thing is to don't repeat all the time the same thing, I guess. Me, I repeat all the time the same thing. I play all the time the piece from the beginning to the end. But it doesn't cost me so much because I play. You know, I just. When I work like this, I don't use so much energy. I just play, move the finger. I don't think too much about what I play. I do that many times, and after that, everything comes by itself. But most of the people, they work in a different way. So if they really need to be focused, it's better if they don't work too much. Me, I can work 8 or 9 hours. It's not a problem because I don't use so much my brain when I work. I just do like this, and I play sometimes very piano, just like this, just to feel the fingers. But the main thing is not to work too much, I think.
Mais alguma pergunta?
Okay?
Okay, so